I turned the argument back at her, pointing out that if Stefan is sent to jail, she would end up controlling the Cassadine millions, which gives her equal motive to kill Catherine.
That's good. That's good. When do you trot out the phony will?
When I'm ready. See, revealing that the will is a forgery will only work if the person who does it has credibility.
Maybe you should put me on the stand.
Take your dress and get out.
I resent your condescending attitude, woman. I went to a lot of trouble to press those clothes, not to mention to put Helena's cloven hoof prints on the documents.
Yeah, well, give me an hour and I'll let you know if you can quit your dry cleaning job.
Did you choose to reveal Catherine's will as the forgery?
The lawyer who signed the document.
That's brilliant.
Well, it'll only work if Stefan buys that it's a forgery.
Why wouldn't he?
Well, I don't know. We'll find out. He'll be here any minute.
Oh, good. Well, you can relax. He knows what his mother is capable of. All you got to do is set the stage for him, and we'll be off the hook.
All righty, then. Well, we'll let you know.
Hey, what are you, crazy? I'm not going to miss this. I'll wait in here.
Well, that's just not going to happen.
Well, then I'll wait in there.
Get out.
What do you mean, get out?
Out.
Why couldn't... Hey, you still owe me for the dry cleaning.
Out.
Ah, this is a pleasant surprise. Nice to see my handsome, strapping grandson. Well, and who is your beautiful young friend? Ah, aren't you going to introduce us, Nikolas?
Emily, Elena, Cassadine.
Oh, it's nice to meet you, Miss Cassadine. I hope you know that you have a wonderful grandson.
Oh, I do indeed, but it's always nice to hear it from someone else. Please, call me Helena. I consider it a pleasure to meet Edward Quatermain's lovely granddaughter. Well, I'm just waiting for the launch to take me out to my yacht. I don't suppose you're free.
No.
Oh, wow, that must be wonderful living on a yacht.
But please, don't let us keep you.
I'm in no hurry.
You know what? I have some errands that I have to run anyway, so it was nice to meet you, Miss Helena. See you later, Nikolas.
Bye.
Wow. A lovely young thing from a prominent family. I heartily approve. How does Stefan feel about her?
Emily and I are just friends.
Oh, pity. A union of Cassadines and Quatermains would make for a very interesting alliance.
Goodbye.
How is Stefan?
Well, after your testimony, I'm surprised that you even asked that.
Oh, I feel terrible about that, Nikolas. It was never my intention to hurt your uncle in any way. No, it was the way that assistant district attorney phrased her devilish little questions. No, it took me unawares. I didn't know what was happening until I realized that she was turning things inside out. No, she was using my own words against me.
You knew exactly what you were doing.
Now, don't judge me too harshly until after you've had your turn.
Right, like you're so helpless and fragile. Please.
If I were you, dear Nikolas, I would show more respect. If, God forbid, your uncle should be convicted of Catherine's murder, you and I will be spending a great deal of time together, and I'm certain you wouldn't want our relations to be anything but cordial. Good. I'm glad you're here. Come on in.
You said it was urgent. Has there been some new development?
I'm concerned about Helena's testimony.
Why? You handled her cross-examination brilliantly. You completely discredited her, didn't you?
She tried to annihilate you. It looks to me as if the whole thing were a setup and it were all pre-rehearsed.
What are you suggesting?
I know that you believe Luke Spencer murdered Catherine Bell. I think we need to revisit the possibility that your mother is behind it.
As I told you before, Helena would never risk Nikolas's life to get at Catherine. Yet Spencer threatened Nikolas on that very parapet, not to mention his numerous threats on my life.
If Luke were going to kill you, he would find a much more amusing way to do it, not by loosening a railing. This is Helena's style. She would rob you of someone that you love and make you take the rap for it. And then, of course, once you're in prison, guess who gets control of the entire Cassadine empire? It has her signature all over it.
Why would Catherine follow Helena up to the North Tower?
Sure, she probably lured her up there somehow. She probably told her she wanted to have some private chat with her, and Catherine, knowing that she was your mother, wanted to be polite. So she followed her there.
Time to remove the wool from your eyes, my dear, before this ridiculous engagement goes any further. Stefan does not love you.
I should have known you'd try something like this. I'm leaving.
No, why would I lie to you when you could walk right outside that door and ask him yourself?
Stefan warned me about you. You are a cold and vicious woman, and you enjoy making others suffer.
Oh, on the contrary, my dear, I'm trying to save you a lifetime of pain.
By telling me that the man that just slipped a ring on my finger and announced our engagement to all of our friends doesn't love me?
You are nothing more than a stand-in, Catherine. No, he can't have the woman he loves, so he's doing the next best thing. He's trying to turn you into Laura Spencer.
I'm not going to listen to any of this.
Do you know whose ring he just gave you? This was Laura's ring. She was given it by Stavros.
It's a family heirloom.
And that dress? Oh, Laura wore that dress when she became engaged to Stavros. She is the only Cassadine woman to ever wear that dress. And so insistent is my pathetic son about this fantasy he's trying to live, is that your hair has been styled exactly as Laura's was styled when she became engaged.
I won't listen to this.
What do you think of this? Look. Now, lest you think this is some elaborate scheme of mine, let me assure you that Stefan commissioned this painting, not I.
She's Nikolas's mother. You must have wanted him to have it.
Oh, there is none so blind as one who won't see. My son is in love with Laura. This entire house is a shrine to Laura. You, my dear, are merely the mannequin on whom he hangs her clothes.
Listening to Helena's accusations, she got upset. Helena managed to leave. You showed up. You argued. She backed into the railing that Helena conveniently loosened. And she fell.
The details of your theory are somewhat questionable. But the overall scenario sounds exactly like my mother.
I know everything there is to know about my family interest, and I can assure you that no matter what happens, you will never be in a position to tell me what to do.
Well, bravo! Such arrogance. You do me proud. However, the rules of the Cassadine succession have been spelled out very clearly. They've been inviolable for centuries. Until you are 25, you must abide by the guidance of the appointed regent. If he's not available, it falls to the family member closest to him.
Well, the rules are meant to be changed.
And who would you put in my place? One of the shepherds who tends our flocks.
Alexis could act as my guardian. She's a smart, capable attorney, and I trust her completely.
Oh, Nikolas, you poor child. If you knew Alexis as I do, you would never say that.
If you're trying to turn me against her, you're wasting your time.
There's something else, Stefan. And it's very important. So I really need you to hear me. Helena came to my room one night and played a tape of my mother singing. and sat there and described in vivid detail how she thoroughly enjoyed cutting her throat. Then she threatened to do the same thing to me if I didn't obey her. She ordered me to give Catherine the same dress that Laura was wearing in the painting. She ordered me to put the stone bench on the bluff overlooking the water. She ordered me to bring the trunk over from Greece of Laura's belongings. And I did it. You weren't there for me then, and there was no one there to protect me. I was afraid, so I did it. Do you see what has happened here? Do you see how this all fits together? Do you see how she used me to set you up?
Yes, yes. I am convinced.
We need to stop her before she puts you in prison for the rest of your life.
First, we need to re-examine all the evidence. What do you have here?
Sit down. I was looking over the will, and I noticed something that didn't make any sense. How does Helena know that Catherine left everything to you if the will wasn't made public?
This isn't Catherine's signature. It's been forged. I suggest you consult a graphologist. This is not Catherine's hand.
Well, we need more than a graphologist. What about fingerprints?
Well, that would be extraordinarily sloppy for Helena. However, in certain circumstances, her ego has proved her undoing. Thank you, Alexis.
Don't thank me.
No, I am partly responsible for your actions. I cast you out of the family, making you vulnerable to Helena's intimidation. Alexis, I was angry. I was very angry. But you must believe me. I would never have allowed my mother to harm you in any way. I wish you had known that.
So do I. We need to not discuss this with anyone until we get more information. In the meantime, I'm going to call Catherine's lawyer. Who is it?
Nikolas, is Uncle in there?
Nikolas, what is it?
I just saw Elena on the docks. She reminded me in no uncertain terms that if you're convicted, she will assume complete control of the family. And that I'll have to obey her. I'll walk away from all this before I let that happen.
Well. If you are looking for your wife, you'll find her in court when Stefan's trial resumes. At least that's where she was yesterday. Oh, she was so supportive of Stefan and Nikolas. It's quite heartwarming, actually. I'm sorry. Have I upset you with that information? I thought you knew.
I bow to your superior intelligence gathering. Mother knows best.
I don't want you to worry, Nikolas. I am not going to be convicted, and my mother will never have control of this family.
With all due respect, we've seen how anything can happen in the courts of this country. So what if, by some insane twist, the judge believes these ridiculous accusations and sends you to prison? You have to take provisions to make sure Helena doesn't take your place. I want you to appoint Alexis.
I'm very honored, Nikolas, but I doubt that will be necessary.
How can you be so calm after what she just did in court?
Alexis and I have addressed the situation, Nikolas. We have your grandmother under control.
Morning. Morning. Good. I'm glad you're here.
You have an update on Catherine's will.
Her attorney hired an independent investigation house. It's a forgery.
Do we know by whom?
It's being dusted for prints. There's nothing conclusive yet, but there is something very odd about it. There should be prints all over that document. Catherine handwrote it herself. It should have her prints on it. It should have her attorney's prints on it. Yet there was only one singular print on the entire will. They're running it through the computer.
And you suggested they cross-match it against my mother.
I gave them a very short list. Luke Spencer and your mother.
Good. Will there be a problem with our failure to consult the police?
They'll be lucky if we don't slap them with a lawsuit. Now, we're not going to get ahead of ourselves here. We're going to wait till we get the evidence. We'll just go on as if nothing has changed. If Dara doesn't have any tricks up her sleeve, Nikolas is going to be the first witness called. You are not to react in any way. Just relax, if you can. Now, I'm going to ask you this one more time just to make myself comfortable. Does Nikolas know anything that I don't know?
Of course not.
Beautiful. Look at all the balloons.
Hey, Lulu. Here's the appetizers for the big cake later.
You know why there's a big cake later? Yeah? Because it's my baby girl's birthday, isn't it? Isn't that lucky?
You know, I think that we will see Lucky today. I mean, after all, Lulu is his only sister, and it's her birthday.
Can you pick me out one of those little cakes, sweet cakes? A really sweet one? No, you can't.
I think you'll show.
Has anyone seen him?
Well, he's currently on the mend at Audrey's. She's keeping an eye on him.
He'll be here today. He will.
Oh, look who's here, Nikolas. Hi. Come on in. Lulu, it's Nikki.
Hey, happy birthday.
Aren't you supposed to be in court?
Yeah, a few minutes.
I think I'll step outside and get her lair.
I did it. You did it. You did good. You got a good air in there. Okay, go get it. 1, 2, 3.
I wish we were 10 stories up. Make that 20 stories. I'd murder you Luke Spencer style. I'd shove you right into thin air.
I was after Helena, not you.
A lot of good that does me now. I'm still dead. There'll never be birthday parties for my little girl. And thanks to you, I didn't even get the husband I wanted. You even wrecked the one tie that I could keep with Stefan. My last will and testament. How dare you make it look like a forgery?
I only did that to frame the dragon lady and get Stefan off the hook. I thought you would approve.
You want my approval? Walk into Max Scorpio's office and tell him that I never did anything to you and you killed me. My will put Stefan beyond Helena's reach. Would have made him rich so his passions could be set free. You can't imagine the fire he hides, Luke, but you'll get a glimpse of it soon enough. Stefan will surprise you.
What do you mean?
Hey. Oh, is this seat taken?
Not anymore.
Don't let Nikolas get to you. I know you're not all that bad, and if your sister can say that.
Oh, yeah, but you know, my sister. has always been a dreamer.
Call me after you testify.
Okay, I will.
Let me know if anything unexpected happens.
Okay, I will. Bye. Bobby. I hope Lulu gets her wish.
She already got one. Bye, Nikolas.
What'd my baby wish for?
For her other brother to visit, too.
Oh, change the subject, oh wise and forgiving sister.
Okay, I'll tell you about my birthday party. It was truly memorable, thanks to Jerry Jacks.
How's the birthday girl? You having fun? Yeah. Honey, I don't think the cowboy's gonna show. At least not with me here. Maybe I should go over to the club for a little while.
No. Please.
I'm here for Lulu. And so if they try to get me to stay, which they will, I don't feel good. I just tell them I have to go and we'll book.
Is it still hurting?
No, I just want a reason to leave. I owe you for this.
Lulu! Happy birthday, sweetie. Come here. Oh, yes, happy birthday. What birthday, girl? Yeah, are you? Hi. Hi.
I just want to let you know I'm here.
Listen, do you have any last-minute questions?
No, fine.
Just tell the truth.
We need you outside.
All rise. This court is again in session. The Honorable Judge Lawrence Lancaster presiding.
Be seated. We're now back on the record in the Cassadine case. Would the ADA call the people's next witness, please?
The state calls Nikolas Cassadine.
Please raise your right hand and place your left hand on the Bible. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony that you shall give this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God.
I do.
Please be seated. Would you state your name for the record?
Nikolas Cassadine.
Thank God you left out the royal title.
What is your full name with title?
Prince Nikolas Mikhail Stavrosovich Cassadine.
Does your mother live in Port Charles, Prince Nikolas?
Objection. Objection. Your Honor, the prosecution is addressing the witness by a title Mr. Cassadine does not use.
Sustained. Mr. Cassadine will suffice.
Have you always lived in Port Charles?
I grew up in Greece. I came here 2 years ago to help my sister who was ill.
Now, your sister lives with your mother, Laura Spencer, and you live with the defendant, Stefan Cassadine. Is that correct?
Yes.
Would you say that you and your uncle have been in steady contact with Laura Spencer?
Objection. Your Honor, Laura Spencer was in North Carolina at the time of Catherine Bell's death. This is irrelevant.
Goes to motive, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Would you say that you and your uncle have been in more contact with Laura Spencer recently than in the past?
I've had more contact with her than he has.
You and your uncle live on a private island out on the lake called Spoon Island. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
There's a portrait of your mother at Windermere, isn't there?
Yes.
Also, in late April, a trunk arrived from Greece which contained personal items belonging to your mother.
Well, some of the things were mine, mostly things from my childhood.
Let's go back to the portrait. Did your uncle commission it?
Yes, but it was for me.
Did you ask your uncle to commission it?
Objection. Are we going to go through every item in the house?
Overruled.
Did you ask your uncle to have a portrait painted of your mother?
No, I didn't.
So then it was his idea?
It was a gift for me, and I appreciated it.
Really? I thought you and your mother were estranged.
She's still my mother.
Let's go to the night of the Bacchanalia. This was an elaborate masked ball given by your uncle and Catherine Bell to publicly announce their engagement. Is that correct?
Yes.
Were they happy?
Very much so.
When was the last time you spoke with Catherine that night?
I don't remember the time that it was.
What about the location? Was it in the ballroom? Was it on the terrace?
It was in the ballroom. The ballroom.
Do you remember what you and she discussed?
She was excited. She said that she wanted to go to her room in the guest house and retrieve a gift that she had for my uncle.
Then she left.
Then she left.
And that's the last time you saw her before she fell?
No, that's the last time that I spoke to her. I saw her, just a glimpse of her one other time when I was out on the terrace.
You saw Catherine outside?
No, I was in the garden with Robin Scorpio, and I happened to glance inside, and I saw Catherine go up the stairs.
Which stairs?
The ones leading up to the North Tower.
Which is where she fell?
Yeah.
Now, this glimpse of Catherine, when was that? Was that a minute after she told you she was going to go get the gift she had for your uncle?
No, after that, I went and danced, and then I went back out into the garden.
You were the first one to reach Catherine after she fell, is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
How much time elapsed between the time you saw her going up the stairs to the North Tower and the time she fell?
A few minutes.
A few minutes? Would that be 15, 9, 1?
2 to 4 minutes.
So, you saw her going up the stairs to the North Tower 2 to 4 minutes before she fell.
I thought you said you argued with Catherine 10 or 15 minutes before she fell.
Happy birthday.
I got her something just like that. Except you know what mine is? Huh? Mine's that one's big brother.
Oh,
okay.
Hey, has Foster met Liz? He's in the backyard.
Oh, Foster and I go way back. He has a special way of finding Lucky.
Ah, so that's where Skillet Head goes every night.
Is that a problem?
No, I'm happy to have him out of the house. How are you doing? You on the mend?
No, I'm fine.
Well, does anybody want something to eat before Foster barrels in and helps himself?
No, not for me, thank you. I do have something I'd like to say about what I did to Lucky.
You don't need to.
Yes, I do. I made a terrible mistake. First, for thinking that Murdy was, guilty of anything. And second, trying to solve that with a weapon. If anything worse had happened to Lucky, I would never forgive myself. I am so sorry.
It's okay.
It sounds like you were caught in a situation that just kind of spun out of control. I can understand that.
Where are you? Oh, there he is! Honey, how did you do that?
All right. This time, Foster, come on, boy. We're gonna be on the same team. You guys go hide, all right?
Okay.
All right.
Your side seems okay.
How many stitches did you need?
Don't know. You guys ready?
No.
You're skipping the trial today?
I went because I thought Nikolas had to testify, Lucky.
Isn't he, back on the schedule then?
Yes, he is, but he's done his homework, and I have a feeling that my presence would be more of a distraction than anything else.
Ready?
Okay, come on, boy. Let's go find him. Come on. Come on, boy.
Please think back to exactly where you were and what you saw on that North Tower staircase.
I was in the garden. I glanced through the window, and I saw Catherine going up the stairs.
You saw her face clearly.
No, but it was Catherine. I could tell by her dress and Catherine's hair. It was the way that she wore it that night.
Nikolas is mistaken. It wasn't Catherine he saw. You must stop this line of testimony.
I'll bring it out and
No,
cross.
you must stop him now.
Does that staircase lead anywhere else?
No.
Are you absolutely sure?
Miss Jensen, you will stop badgering him now. There were over 200 guests at Windermere that night. We will be here for the millennium. If you're going to go through every movement, every guest there.
Sit down!
This young man does not deserve this kind of harassment.
This court is in recess.
Your Honor.
Both counsels in my chambers.
Bye. Bye-bye. Say it.
I don't see the point.
They are three of my favorite words.
You were right.
Yes!
Yeah, the kids show.
Mm-hmm. And I think it went okay, too. I think that they actually help each other. I never ever thought that I would feel this way, but you know what?
What?
I'm actually kind of glad that it all came out, our past. I mean, I hate what it did to Lucky, but at least now the secret is gone. And, you know, maybe give us a little time. We'll just have a rebellious teenager on our hands.
Us have a rebellious teenager? How would that happen?
I think everything's gonna be okay. I'm starting to get that feeling.
You're starting to get that feeling.
Yes, I'm starting to get that feeling.
Well, that's nice.
You're getting off easy. I got the judge to agree to fine you big for contempt, and that's only because it was your first time. You do it again, you're in jail.
You seem to have handled the situation.
This situation is not handled, Stefan. You have alienated the judge. Now, why did you do that? You said it wasn't Catherine Nikolas saw going up the North Tower. Who was it? There was someone else on that parapet besides you and Catherine. Who are you protecting? Oh, my God.
The woman Nikolas saw